He's ruined Engage for me. Welcome, everyone. All hail to the great Stone Loki for that amazing opening intro that he made for me. And we appreciate you out there, Loki, wherever you are, my friend. And thank you all so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the first edition of Monday Night Mark C on Clobberin Times. That's what we're calling it, because this show, of course, had the unimaginative name Monday Night Comics, because that was the best I can come up with. But it was just because this is the night where we talk about comics, whether it's, a related comic book, series, movies, whatever it is. It's going to be something to do with comics. And our good old buddy Mark C, has been many shows with me, of course, and he loved comics, as you all know. So that's the name of this show from now on Monday nights, Monday Night Mark C, because Mark C is comics. So, and yes, by the way, for those who don't know, because we have some amazing family members of Mark C, Mark Stephen Chure in the chat, and I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to say some hellos to you all in a minute, but I just wanted you to know that he was, of course, his Clark Kent was Mark Stephen Chure, but his Superman was Mark C, and he was a Superman to many people, still is, to many people on this strange place we call YouTube's, the strange universe, where he and a lot of these our friends who are trickling in now can tell you that they all knew of Mark C. And I just want to thank you, of course, before we go down the list and thank some of our good friends for being here, which I will do in a sec. I want to thank the wonderful Raquel Briggs for being here with me tonight. Thank you so much, number one.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a great honor to be here. Mark C was a very, very special person, and I got to connect with him and through you, and he became a mutual friend. And just to be able for you to provide this format for everyone to come and celebrate this wonderful person's life, this wonderful person who went beyond YouTube and straight into the nerd and geek community. Wow. What an honor and what a pleasure. And thank you so much for having me. Hail to the chat. And of course, hail to Mark C's family. Thank you so much for honoring us by being a part of what we're doing tonight.
Very well said. Love you and really appreciate you. And show note, everyone. Not only is tonight's show about our bud Mark C, but tomorrow night, Loki's Comic Book Roundtable, which we do every Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central. We float to different channels of the roundtable, but Loki has asked to have that on my channel tomorrow night here at 7, and the whole Loki's roundtable will be about Mark C. They all, we're all fans of his and all friends of his, and they want to pay a little tribute themselves. So the comic book roundtable will be devoted again to our dear pal Mark C, and I want to thank Loki for that. We're gonna have a good time in his name, and we're gonna talk about him, and just as we're going to do tonight. So everyone. I'll just leave that up for a little bit. That's going to be tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the great Mark C. Now, we're going to say some hellos to so many wonderful people that are here with us in the chat. Of course, I want to start with Mark's family members who are here, and I hope I got them all. Speak up if I miss one of you. Of course, I do believe now. Again, and correct me if I get anything wrong. By the way, we have Jack Chure here, who is Mark's son, if I'm not mistaken. Jack and Jack, hey man, thanks for being here, buddy. We appreciate you. It's great to see you, pal. Great to see you, my friend. We have Mark C's sister. And I'm not sure that now. I believe, is that Elisa? That's right. Yeah, that's right. You were telling me today. It was wonderful hanging out with you and talking to you today, Elisa. I really appreciate it. And I saw a John Chure in here earlier.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a different one, or if Mark changed his name to if he's John and Jack. I don't know. You guys can you Chures can correct me on that, so I will know. Another good friend of Mark's is my good buddy Roland Paris, a great comic book artist, professional in his own right, and good buddy Roland. I love you, bro. It's great to see you, man. I hope you're feeling better, man. Rest well, Mark C. He says, or as I knew him for 25 years, Steve. Yes, a lot of people know him as Steve.
Yes,
that's his Clark Kent. Everyone,
it is true.
And my alternate account. Gotcha. I gotcha, Jack. Well, thank you, buddy. It's good to see you here. It's good to see you here. We are happy to have you here. We're happy to have everyone here with us tonight. Let's see here. Some of our good friends, of course, the beautiful and magnificent Purple Valkyrie. Hail, Purple.
Welcome.
We love you, Purple. Our old buddy Mark D with the C is here. Good friend of the channel. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Indeed. Oh, and we have his other sister, Elizabeth, his wonderful sister. That is, of course, Mark's little sis. There we go.
So good to have you here.
Mark C's little sis. Hey there. Hey there, little sis. It's great to see you. Claude Parrish, another friend of Mark C's, is here. Let's see. Pat S. Hey, buddy. Fellow Louisianian. Good to see you, my friend. The great Chris Persia.
Yes.
Yo, buddy. Alex James, thank you for being here, my friend. My great buddy Maddie's daddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah. All that time, you had another Steve we didn't know about. Remember when you all the Steves you know? So.
Well, actually, I did know.
Oh, you did know? Okay,
yeah,
right. That's right.
Mark C reached out to me. I met him through you. One night I showed up and you and I were just starting to become close friends. And you said, you got to come to this one comic book night. I'm going to be talking about Star Trek and I think you'll have a great time. And I said, well, I don't know that much about Star Trek comics. And so I spent a few nights with you guys and we were talking and I was learning from both of you because you're both a couple of geniuses. And then the burn got brought up. And thereafter, Mark reached out to me. He said, look, I heard that it's very difficult for you to get that book in Canada, and I want you to have it. So I went out this weekend and I found it, and I'm going to send it to you. You got to see it. You have to read this. I just want you to have it. So when he did that, that's how I got to connect with what his real name was through Twitter.
Okay.
So that's how I know Mark C. Mark C is a superhero from my chat. He's from my community. He's a part of this wonderful thing that Clobby has created for everyone. And then he is this incredibly generous person who is always wanting to teach and share what he knows about comic books. So he reached into the real life and made a connection and we had a friendship. So what a wonderful human being he is. And that's how I know what his real name is. Well, both of his names are real, but it's just one is the alter ego persona,
right,
and one is the real deal. So he has a long name. It's a very, very long name.
Indeed, he does. He has many. He's got that dual identity going that he does. Amongst I cannot even stress. Well, before I say that, everyone, I want to tell everyone. Jed, thanks for being here. Listen, we got a couple others. Darius Munchausen, welcome, sir. Parrot Head.
Thank you for coming, everyone.
Sir. Oh, absolutely. Let's see. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Yeah, but I'm sure. Chris Persia, yo, bro. Oh, Phantom Outsider. I like that name. Oh, Dr. Harky Monkey, thank you for being here, buddy. I really appreciate your support that I've been getting from you, man. We really appreciate you, sir.
Yes.
You're a good buddy. The great Mexican Iron Man was here. Mexican Iron Man, if you get a chance, let me know if you're able to pop by later. If you can't, we understand, brother. But if you're hearing me, and anyway, if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. The chat moves on me very quickly, as we've told you many times before.
It does look different on the other side here, folks. So
Yeah.
if we get overwhelmed with the comments and we ask you to repeat something, I want you to know it's not for lack of us not trying on this side. So we pride ourselves in making sure we get to everyone's comments, and you matter to us, and what you are saying here matters to us. We would never ignore you. So if that chat starts rolling by, please be patient with us.
Yes, please, indeed. And Mark C. Mexican Iron Man says, Mark C. welcomed me to this community, super humble and ultimately brilliant with his commanding comics knowledge. That's for sure. He helped me out. He helped me come out of my internet shell, and then we would land in different channel streams almost daily over the net. And thank you for thanks for being a role model and a friend. Wow. Yes, he says, and yes, he has been. He's been a great bud to all of us here, and he's there's so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That when I Snowdub, good to see you, Snowdub there. So
Welcome.
many people that when this was announced to, sort of, I guess you could say, his internet. I don't know how you want to word that, family, or his internet legion, his fellow interneters. Over on the Twits, when that was announced, when I announced that, there were so many people, and then when it was talked about later in some of the chats, that said, "Oh, Mark C." I mean, they know him, and obviously, and as I was telling his wonderful sister, Elisa, today, that we know it's not the same thing as someone you hung out with or you met in real life or whatever, but it's even more remarkable. It's not like you're just some celebrity or some athlete or some rock star. You are strictly through the internet, making friends, in a sense, that from your mind, from your intelligence, from your knowledge, from your personality, from your good humor. And that's far more remarkable to me, that so many people knew who he was just from his chats. And so many people say, "Oh, he was cool." And I used to chat back and forth with him in these streams, or maybe keep contact with him over maybe I back and forth with him on Twitter a little bit, or whatever it was.
Yep. Yeah, and in that way, it's friendships become very tight knit. It's because it's almost as if the geek and the nerd community are using YouTube, and they're using social media as a way to make up for the fact that we don't have the Comic-Cons to go to, where we usually go to meet and hang out and talk, or just look over merch, or just have a coffee together, or have dinner together. That's not happening. So we're meeting more people. We're spending hours and hours and hours due to the isolation. We're spending all these hours together, and we're forging these really strong friendships. And the friendships that existed before in real life have become even more intense, because you're spending hours and hours a week with these marvelous people who you have so much in common with. So well said, Clobby. That is exactly what's going on here. And it's not just social media. It's also all of this isolation and how much time everybody spent together. So yeah, those friendships do matter, because like you said, they're made with your mind and your heart. And when we do everything on here except for touch.
Indeed. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it says something about him that he's touched so many people like that again, that he never met in person or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just remarkable. Mark C's little sister was the last conversation. She was about WandaVision. Yes, he really.
Lovely.
That's what he really he took that show to pieces, and he called it. You called it, dude. That's for sure. And the last tweet I saw, he put up was after the second to last episode of WandaVision, when he said, it's not easy being this right all the time, or something like that. That's him there.
But
Um,
he took the time to unfurl his rhetoric when he made a decision about something, or if he liked something or disliked something. He wasn't somebody who would put somebody else off or insult them. He would take the time to defend why he liked something. And in a lot of ways, there are people who listen to these podcasts who were inspired by what he said, or they just respected his opinion because he did take that time. I think that's why so many people enjoyed watching you two together or listening to you two together uh, on the streams. Is you guys didn't always agree about these different comic book authors, or the art, or even the generation of that comic book, but you guys took the time to explain to everyone at home how you formed that opinion and what were the nuances or the characteristics of your opinions and your thoughts and your passions. And wow, that really draws. That's bees to honey. That really draws people in and forges friendships and inspires the entire geek and nerd community.
Yeah, he knew his stuff. As Claude said, he knew the entire history of the characters. He probably thought the Disney people used their brains and mined from the source, as they should have. Yeah, well, no, he called a lot of it, but yeah, they did screw around with a lot of stuff too. But he did, yeah, he called a lot of it, and you know, Adega Outlaw, welcome, sir. Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
But he really enjoyed, doing the deep dive on that with our buddy Fat Steven Seagal, who was really, really going all out on WandaVision. So they kind of started ruining it, but he was having some fun with that, And again, he just and like I've said a couple of times, if I would get something wrong, if he disagreed with me, he certainly wouldn't be quiet about it. And he'd get me, even when he was just in the chat, he'd come after me in like a private message or something or whatever, or even in the chat, he'd take me out. And if I got something wrong, because you all know I'm old and senile, I have an old man's memory, and I forget crap all the time. And he was very good with the memory. And
Yes.
he would bust my balls on something if I got it wrong. Now, if he thought I was messing it up, and we'd have friendly back and forth about it. It was always fun. We started doing shows together. I realized we only did about like 12 shows together.
Yeah.
But we spent a lot of hours doing those shows.
We wanted more. We all wanted more. On behalf of everyone who watched you guys discussing comics, we all wanted more. That's a unanimous thing in the geek and nerd community, for sure.
Absolutely. And he just a little bit of background on that, because again, we only did the 12, but we wanted to do more. We had so many things planned. We had some, oh my goodness, just not enough time today for all the different shows we kind of talked about going, well, we should do one about this. Oh, and well, you mentioned it, how about we do one of, oh, that's a good one. We did that was something with, I think, again, I can't speak for him because he never came out and said it. He was kind of a reserved chap when it comes to that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether he was having a horrible time or a great time. I don't know. I just know that I did. It was always a blast hanging with him and doing the show with him. So I hope he
loved teaching people. I think he did have a great time with you. And I think he thought of you as one of his great friends. And you two had such immense respect for one another. And you guys were both experts. I'll never forget the one stream where you guys taught me, because, for those of you who are at home and you're not a part of our community, I'm what's known as a Trekkie, so I'm really into Star Trek, and I was trying to learn from the guys about the comic books, the Star Trek comic books, and I'll never forget the night that Clubby and Mark, Steve, taught me that some of the comic book covers were paintings. And I'm a scholar, and I love fine arts, and I grew up in the fine arts community. And so that really set me back on my heels. I thought to myself, wow, paintings. And then you wouldn't believe what I did. I went out and bought a whole bunch of, well, my daughter bought them for me, actually, a bunch of old Star Trek comic books because I wanted to
Oh
see
yeah,
these
yeah.
beautiful oil paintings. And that's what it was like listening to you guys, Clobby. When you guys would get out onto a subject, something that you guys would just think is a little tidbit meant the world to people at home, or just people at home thought that it was just the coolest thing they ever heard. So both of you together, your friendship and your guys' collective knowledge inspired me to go out and get a whole bunch of old collector's item comic books, old Star Trek, just so I could look at these gorgeous covers that were hand painted. So I think he loved you, and I know you loved him, and you guys were a dynamic duo, Starsky and Hutch.
I think he definitely tolerated me. I'm gonna go. That's as far as I'm gonna go. But I tell you what, I had a good time with him. But yes, I would say this. Yes, this is basically, if I'd gone first, he would have said, "Clobberin times." Yep, I tolerated his ass. I know that's what he said. But we had, again, I just had so much fun.
Yeah.
And just hanging out with him. We had all these different these different things planned that we were going to do. We've done but some of the shows we did, well, to backtrack a little bit on that, for those who don't know, Stephen, the first, when I bumped into him at a comic book shop somewhere, I don't know, a little over a decade and a half ago, whatever it was. I can't remember exactly when. And we struck up a conversation, and he had told me about, we were talked about a comic book store that he bought comics from in the late 80s. And I, as Roland, that Steve tolerated us all. That's all you can get. Yes, indeed. And of course, it turns out that he was telling me that he bought comic books for me as a teenager in the shop that I owned. Eric K., where you at, man? You're supposed to bust my chops when I say I own the shop. That's your job. You're fired if you don't do it.
Clobby did own a comic book shop. He doesn't like
Yes.
to talk about it, but I confirm it on the regular.
Well, I used to like to talk about it until Eric K. made me feel guilty for it. No, I'm just kidding. He's not here to defend himself.
No.
So yeah, that, and then from then on, and by the way, that comic shop that we bumped into each other those years later, that guy owned it, bought comics from me. But anyway, we had a lot of mutual friends in the comic book collecting community around there, of course, and we would bump into each other from time to time and talk comics and all this kind of stuff. And at some point, I don't know how it came up that I had my blog talk radio show that I did for Purple. You're gonna be mean to me now? Oh my goodness. And Maddie's daddy. Wait, what's wrong with you people?
Lots of inside jokes here.
Eric K. is not going to appreciate you taking over his job. Well, maybe he asked you to. So anyway, we started arguing over the 1986 John Byrne Superman reboot, everyone. And no, we're not going to litigate that here tonight. I'm just going to say he was a huge John Byrne fan, as you all know.
He was.
And we would argue about that. I hated it. He really loved it. That's what got him into Superman. He didn't really care much for the character before that. And I used to, of course, give him grief on that. He would give me grief for trashing Byrne's, trashing Byrne in general, even though I've loved a lot of his work. And this work here that you're seeing, of course, was from the art of John Byrne many years before he did the revamp. This is my favorite version of his Superman because it's before he didn't write it. It's just a piece of art. I love it, by the way. I love this work. I love this art. But anyway, so we used to argue. Yeah, we'll do that, Mexican Iron Man. We used to argue back and forth about it in a fun way, friendly way. And he said, "Well, you should have me on your show to argue about it sometime, or to talk about it."
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell him stuff like, I say, "Sure, man, that'd be great," And it's one of those things, life's in the way.
Yeah,
he was a very busy man.
Yep.
I was busy sometimes, but so he would, every time we bump into each other, he'd tease me, go, "Oh man, when you gonna have me on your show so we can talk about the burning your chicken? What's the matter?" He'd tease me about it and stuff. I say, "No, dude, that'd be great." And I felt bad every time we bump into each other after a while, because I go, "Oh, sure, dude," but eventually, after 11 years and 700 episodes over on BTR back last April, I moved to YouTube, and we finally made it happen. The first show we did together was about that. Our debate about and other things. We talked about Superman, that reboot, and a lot of other things. Mm-hmm. It's in your mailbox there, Mexican Iron Man. And so we did that, and we did that show together, and I had a blast talking with him. And from then on, we just started doing shows together. We've done our favorite comic book artists. We did our favorite comic book covers. We did an 86-year retrospective of the character of Flash Gordon. We figured when we did that, I said, we both kind of said nobody else gives a crap about Flash Gordon anymore, but we love him, so screw it. And we had a lot of fun. We did comic book movie adaptations. One thing we wanted to do more of was reviews of old classic comic books. We did Justice by Alex Ross and Jim Kruger, the maxi series from the early 2000s, and we did the classic Kirby Lee Coming of Galactus. But we had a lot of other ones we wanted to do, but we kept coming up with other different show ideas that we wanted to do, and we just didn't. It didn't seem like enough time in the day to do them all, but we were going to try it. We were going to do it, and then just life.
Well, that's passion for you. You know that? That's passion for you. When you really love something, there are never enough hours in the day to explore it and celebrate it, and talk about it with others, and just look it over, and just being a part of it. So it speaks to your passion. It also speaks to Mark's passion. A lot of people are very passionate about comic books. Because they are good over evil. They are our heroes. They are our dreams. They're our aspirations. They're the best side of us conquering the worst side of us. And they're gorgeous to look at, and as you and Mark taught me, they're also high art. It's not just like I don't want to disparage any simple comics, but it's not like Archie. It's not something simple. Some of these comics are incredibly intricate and beautiful, and they're done in oil. They're oil paintings, for goodness sake. So I mean, it's something really special here, and this is how a community formed around this wonderful stuff. There's something here for everyone, and it's intricate, really cool stuff, great storytelling, gorgeous visuals, big community behind it. It's just a ton of fun.
Well, we love it. We dearly love it, and he really loved it. By the way, he's a big John Byrne fan, so you can see some more John Byrne art, everyone. And I love this. I like this by Byrne. But yes, our big plan was to do Simonson's Thor run, but we're going to try to do it in chunks. That was our next comic review project. We were both wanted to do it, excited about doing it, had to kind of start brushing up on it first, and that's when we started finding out what was going on with him, and he had to put it on the back burner there. I don't think I want to do it now, folks. I don't know if without him, I'm not doing that. Might do some other comics, but I'm not doing that without him. Oh, man, somebody's dinging me on Facebook right now. Are you kidding me? All right. Who's dinging me on Facebook? Dude, don't ding me on Facebook when I'm on the show. Jed. I'm calling you out, Jed.
Jed, bad boy.
Mexican Iron Man, I sent you the thing, dude. Anyway, your Muslim uncle, thank you for being here, my friend. It's good to see you, sir. Some other friends popped. Phantom Outsider. Oh, we said him already, but I love that name. So Phantom Outsider. Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, the Terminator. Good to see you, buddy. Anyone else who popped in? Sorry, we miss these sometimes, but anyone who has popped in recently, we do appreciate it. Jed, yeah, you are bad, man. I'm gonna mess you. I'm gonna hurt you next time I can. So again, Mexican Iron Man was going to stop by. I don't know, dude. Come on, man. Where are you at?
Yep.
I sent you that thing.
Be great if you could join us.
I think I did. He just wanted to stop by for a minute. He's a very busy man.
Let's hope he didn't trip over the cat or something. He's unconscious in his hallway or something. Mexican Iron Man, just get there safely.
Okay, it's me. I got you. Hey, no problem,
okay,
bro.
Okay,
just
10 more.
As long as you know. There he is. Eric Kerr.
Eric.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. So yeah. And by the way, everyone, if you're wondering why what the quote is there, see, as we all know now, as we've found out from his amazing family, Stephen's amazing family. A lot of them didn't know that he was Mark C. His secret superhero identity, a secret to them. His secret, did not know that he was Mark C to so many people over here on the interwebs, on the on the YouTubes, as they say. So he's Superman, and of course Mark Steven Shure is his Clark Kent. Mark C is his Superman identity. And I was telling Raquel, I may as well tell this dumb story again.
No, this is a great story.
It's not so much a story; it's just a something. I don't know what it is, but in the next world, Superman basically, and some of my friends here will remember this. The great Galactic Guardians Superpowers Team Super Friends cartoon in the mid '80s had an episode called "The Death of Superman," and Mark and I never talked about it, but he probably, I know he saw it. He used to like Super Friends and things like that. There's an episode again. Superman is seemingly passed due to kryptonite poisoning, and they're having the big funeral on Earth for him. And as you all may know, who've seen that one, they launch his casket into the sun, and alien beings, alien governments from all over the galaxy, all over the universe, have come to Earth to pay their final respects to the greatest superhero of them all. Got me choked up even when I saw that as a very young man. I'm sure it really, and there's this one, I don't know, it never always stuck with me, this one bit where these aliens are seeing him and saying goodbye to him. Apparently, as you probably know, Superman used to save people on countless worlds. And they said to this weird wobbly alien voice on this silly old cartoon, "In the next world, Superman." And I don't know why, it just always stuck with me, And, hey, Mark C is his Superman identity. So,
very fitting. Man,
Clobberin, buddy, and he loved comics. Again, this is of course Monday Night Comics forever now. And I was going this week. I was going to be doing the my comic book Clobberin Times Comic Book Hall of Fame. I'll move that to next Sunday night, Monday night rather. And but tonight just wanted to basically talk a little bit about Mark C. And we got a great chat here. We're not gonna forget you. We're not gonna forget him. We're always gonna mention him and talk to him and talk about him and do all kinds of stuff in his name. Coming up soon, but so that's for sure. He will not be forgotten by his. Obviously, I mean, it's obvious you're never going to be forgotten by your family or closer friends that you knew in real life and stuff, and that's true. But you're also not. And this is a gentleman who was so inspiring to so many people, and just endearing to so many people. So many people really just enjoyed his wit and his knowledge of comics and his love of geek stuff that we all had, Star Wars and Star Trek. And Doctor Who, and of course, again, comics, that he won't be forgotten on this side either.
No,
and that's pretty damn good considering, tons and tons of people won't forget the name Mark C.
No.
So, what was the way they said it? And before, and back when TNG was still good in the Yesterday's Enterprise, we'll make sure that history remembers the name Enterprise.
Yes. Yes.
So yes, we will make sure that. Geekdom remembers the name Mark C.
So if you're just listening to this as a podcast and you're not following along in the live chat, I'd like you to know that Clobby has put up a visual talking about Loki's comic book roundtable. If you haven't had a chance to get the particulars on that, please make sure that you pop into the podcast here and hit the little bell. That's a notification bell that will let you know. Certainly, if you have it on your settings on your Twitter or your Facebook, or just even on your desktop, it will let you know when that show is going to start. So it's great to hit that notification bell to make sure that you are there on Tuesday night for Loki's Comic Book Roundtable on Clobberin Times.
Indeedishness. What's that? Oh, my friend Claude, who I sent the link to. He sent me a little video of Mark meeting Neil Adams. Oh yeah, I forgot that. And of course, we want to thank so many people, like whether it's Lord Doomcock, Gary, and Ass, and all those people for saying all the kind words that they did. And the Friday Night Tides guy said some very nice words. And of course, his good friend Doomcock, who he loved, and he loved the show. And there we go. And let's see here. And of course, the great Robert Meyer Burnett did a really nice tribute video, and I want to thank him for that.
Yes.
It was very kind of him, a class act, RMB. And we have Claude with us here. I don't think you've met Claude yet. Raquel Claude was the one that did the Star Trek comics show with me, as a matter of fact. So,
Oh, wonderful. It's so nice to meet you.
yo, you there? Wake up, you mook. Are you? You look like you're there. And dude,
well, we'll let him get it. We'll let him get it together. When you're ready to interrupt us, just go ahead and say, "Hey-o."
yeah, I mean, I can't.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, hello.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. So is anybody in here?
no. Everyone heard your voice, and they jumped out of the chat.
So this is like a CW morning show.
Now,
I
sometimes
want to see if I could take a minute to talk about Stephen Mark C.
Sure.
Okay.
What we're here for.
He and I knew the same guy, this guy Jeff Nice, who owned a comic shop called Joker's Palace back in the day, 80s, 90s. And I can't say that I definitely met him back then because there were so many people going there, but I do remember the first time he made an impression on me was at another shop in about 1998 called Myths and Legends. And I was in there talking to my friend Ray, who owned the shop, and Stephen came in, and he said, "What you talking about?" And I told him, he's just some guy. I recognized him, but I didn't know who he was at the time. And I said, a friend of mine got to be the official voice of Scooby-Doo for Warner Brothers, and he goes, "Oh yeah, cool." And I told him what I was telling the guy in the store. Like, he got the job out of like 60 people, and it came down to he and one other guy. That other guy was Dave Coulier from Full House. And he goes, "Wow, that's pretty neat." And I said, "How he got that job?" I said, "It's because Dave Coulier couldn't do that." Well, missing one damn B. Stephen. I said, "Maybe you should try that job."
Are you moving around? Because you going cutting in and out bad.
No, I'm not a nomad. Did I just go off the air or something? Because
no, you just sound like you're temporarily going underwater. Maybe you have a couple of things connected to the internet. If you just want to disconnect everything except for your video, you're good.
No, now you're good.
There it goes. I threw it out the window.
Well, now you're all right. I don't know.
Now you're great.
It's just my wife. She's out the window now.
Oh my!
No, she could kick my ass through the window. She's got a black belt in Hanmudo. So anyway, I hope I don't have to tell that story again.
It's all right. They got it. And, basically what you said is Mark was talented with the voice with the Scooby-Doo laugh.
Well, that's just kind of where I was going. I knew the guy, a friend of mine, just job doing Scooby-Doo with Warner Brothers, and he was like very kind. He was cool. The thing about Mark, he was a
now you're going in and out again.
I'm just here. How about now?
Okay, try it.
Anyway, he was a funny guy. The only time I saw him even kind of frown was when he would get deep into an explanation or a discussion about something, and at the end of it, he would smile again. He was never without a smile whenever we bumped into each other, and it's like that's how it went. We just bump into each other all the time, and it wasn't like, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, I'll see you later. Right, bye." If I ran into him in the comic shop, that's at least a half hour. Whether we were standing inside or talking to each other, we say goodbye like 9 times and go outside, stand next to my car, with the keys in my hand. Hey, Marvel sucks, things like that. And he was very verbose, and he didn't know a lot of stuff. And I was pleasantly surprised at the Fat Seagal with Mark.
Now you break it up again. I don't know if you're moving around or what. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you.
We have to hold up the tree through the window, and I don't know, run a wire up my butt or something so that I'll get a good connection.
Okay.
Can you raise both of your hands with some tinfoil between it? I'm kidding.
Both of my feet too.
Mark C's little sister, hey there, says Stephen did indeed have a great Scooby-Doo laugh.
Yep.
Okay.
I like
And
her
his other-
follow-up comment.
And the other sister, Elisa, hello there. Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Do the laugh again. They didn't hear you the first time.
Who, me or
You.
Okay, now you got to understand this. I hung out with the guy since 19. No, listen, you got to
go.
I think we lost him.
Hey, what happened? We'll come back on. Maybe sometimes when you come back on, you get a clearer line.
Mm-hmm. And when you come back on, try to shut everything off. Other than just what you.
Everything is off.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
All right. I was just trying to give you an explanation. I don't go around doing the Scooby-Doo voice or the laugh or anything like that. I was acquainted with the guy who did the voice. We wrote some songs together. We did a bunch of goofy shit that hardly got paid for at all. But that's the only reason I would ever do that damn voice. And I don't like Scooby-Doo cartoons at all. None. So here, for the edification of Dr. Clobberin time and Raquel.
Okay.
And only because Mark C's sisters are on here listening, here goes.
All right.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Okay.
There you go.
Can I go to bed now?
Yes, it is past your bedtime, isn't it? No, I appreciate you. Go ahead.
Definitely past my lunchtime.
Well, yeah, and unless you had any more else, and you can hang as long as you want, or if you had any more to say, of course, it's up to you.
I don't want to crowd the room because I'm.
Oh God, there's three of us.
No. Well, I need, it's a serious subject. I do really, really miss him, and I could get incredibly maudlin about it because you always look at something like this and say, well, I should have hung out with him more.
Yeah.
Yes,
or should have, could have, didn't, and it's too late. But when our mutual friend Roland Paris posted that on his Facebook page the other day, it wasn't real right away. It wasn't real. I thought, well, yeah, I knew Stephen had cancer, but yeah, okay, fuck cancer. I agree, because I had two brothers who died of it in the last 2 years. But it took me reading it like 3 times to see and then I called you, and you were just as shocked as I was.
Still am.
I
still am.
He passed on Wednesday. I found out about it on Friday. But here's the way I can look at it. It's like dime store philosophy. He passed on Wednesday. I heard about it on Friday. He was in my mind. He was alive for 2 more days.
No, he's alive here forever on Monday Night Mark C. That's for sure. He's alive here forever.
I'm sorry for your loss, and I think it's very brave that you came here to share your story and your love for this man. He was a really, really sweet person. So, I'm so sorry.
If he didn't like you, I don't think he spent a whole lot of time with you.
Yeah, no.
But if he did like you, good God, get a chair.
Yeah, he'd light up a chat. Let me tell you, if he really liked you, he was so kind to me.
Yeah.
He was just he was fast friends with anyone who was polite and kind and shared his passion for all of this geek and nerdy stuff. Yeah. And he was just a wonderful, wonderful man.
Can I tell you another? This one's a quickie, and it comes from that YouTube video with Neil Adams. He one of the times I saw him, I just bumped into him again in a comic shop, and said, "Hey, where you been?" And he told me he was working in New York City, and he wanted to go to the Comic-Con up there, but it was sold out. So he went and he paid $300 for Neil to sit in a room with Neil Adams and a couple other guys for an hour. so that he would tell them something about drawing and critiquing their drawings, and they're looking at their portfolios. That's what they call it, a review. And it was odd to me that he sat there. And I've talked to Neil Adams before, but it's at a convention. He went to Neil Adams' office in New York City.
Wow.
And then as they're about to leave, he goes, "You guys going to the con tomorrow?" And Stephen goes, "Well, I wanted to, but..." It's basically Neil Adams took all his money. He said, I wanted to, but I don't have enough. And, so Neil Adams reaches into a desk or something and pulls out passes
Oh,
from
great.
the guys that were there.
Oh man,
So he got to go. He got to go to New York Comic Con.
nice.
That's a very famously busy con.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the sardine con.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to get into, and then once you're in there, it's hot and sweaty. It's a comic book nightclub.
That's the way I like him.
Our old buddy Roland Paris, great comic book artist, professional, and a good buddy of Stevens. As long as we all continue talking about him, he lives through our tales and then lives on in those who hear that tale. That's excellent.
Wonderfully said.
And appreciate that, brother. Thanks, man. And yes.
Right.
Hail Cardinalson. Good to see you, my friend.
Good evening.
Roland is he's a professional artist, and he has I don't think he charges $300 an hour. I do think he teaches inking, like to kids and stuff like that. Or I guess if you want to learn how to ink, that's the guy to talk to. I don't know if he has that much time anymore, but he is so nice to everybody that wants to get into the business. And I think I don't want to say anything. I don't want to give anything away. I think we're going to have some.
Yeah, we don't want to say anything.
No, I'm not going to say anything. We're going to have some news.
Yes.
We're going to do everything we can. Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to do some stuff.
And it is not impossible. It's just daunting. So.
Yes. Yeah. We'll make some announcements in the future. We're going to do some things because Mark had a great charity that he loved and things like that. We're going to give him some tribute. Let's put it like that for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So indeed, and this, of course, is the one making it happen right here, Claude. They're making a lot of it happen on half of it.
It's not just it's Scott.
It's a lot of us.
Well, Scott Huberman from 3 Alarm Comics, and I'm not giving anything away to say that Mike Grell might be involved. That's a big Mike.
That's amazing there. Well, we'll see. But Scott Huberman out there, bro, appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Great. Is the owner of the great 3 Alarm Comics in Biloxi. So, but let's see here. Cardinal Sin says, Mark C. sister and little sis, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mark was an involved member of the same YouTube community as I am. And he will be missed. But remember, thank you, Cardinal Sin. We appreciate you, buddy.
What a nice comment.
Appreciate that, buddy. Now we have the great Mexican Iron Man.
Hello.
So, hey,
Good
buddy.
evening, fine sir.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I'm still at work here on the West Coast. It's still today's the March 15th corporate tax day, and that's our biggest day, my biggest day of the year. So I've been going since 4:30 a.m. this morning. But I was here. I was listening since you. My client could. I had my little earpiece on when I was doing his taxes just now. So I got another one coming, so I can stay until he gets here. Hopefully, at least 15-20 minutes.
I'm glad you can. I'm glad you're here, man.
Oh yeah, man. I just thanks so much for doing this. Did you say? And I heard his family's listening. In are they watching or just listening?
Yes. We have both of his wonderful sisters here, and we have his son, Jack. Jack, if you're still there, buddy. 11 years old, and he knows the geek stuff.
Does he know the geek stuff?
Well, I know he's got a few geek things he's a fan of. Well, with his pappy, dude, man. Just like my kids, I raised them both as geeks. We all try that, when we have kids. And
our kids can't escape.
They can't escape the geekness. So I know Jack. I think Jack. I've heard Jack, and it's a rumor. If you're there, you can correct me that you're a big Godzilla fan, man.
Oh no way! My kid's totally into Godzilla.
Mine too. My son.
Dude, Jack, it's the funniest thing. It's. I definitely have some stories I want to share that I missed on Friday night about our good departed friend. But it sounds. The weirdest thing happened. I was a huge Godzilla fan. Never talked to my kid about it. Out of the blue last year, he says, it might be a little too early, Dad, but can you look at some Godzilla stuff for me? Because I think, but be careful what you buy me, because I'm not sure which version I'm going to go with. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, well, I see what they did with the designs in the 50s. I'm not sure if I'm more Shin Godzilla or am I, I take 3 steps back. I'm like, what is happening with you? Who are you? Like they say, the young ones done got the smarter brains than we seem to have gotten,
I hear you, man.
I've
My
got
boys the same way. I've raised him on Godzilla, man.
Yeah, I know too. I know this is. I'm just gonna say this to family. Maybe I don't know, but to some people watching us, we're weird. It's so weird that we don't know each other, but we do know each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like for example, I didn't know Mark was his real name until he and I made more personal contact, and I'll tell that story in a minute. About back in, I guess it was early and mid-January. But it's weird. It's weird because I'll forget people's real life names, but I know their comic names or their online screen names, right? And then the weird thing happens is some people forget. Like my name's Mike. Hi, I'm Mike. But but they get so used to Mexican Iron Man. Like I'll be somewhere and they'll say, "Hey, I'm Mexican. How are you?"
Hey, Mexican.
It's Mexican Iron Man, or it's Mike. It's not, hey, Mexican. I'm like, you feel like I want to go get some.
Yes.
I want, and I'm going to go with Mark. Let's see, I'm just going to, he used to giggle when he would see that in stream sometimes because he'd see people do that to me that didn't really know me. Like, hey, Mexican, what's up? And then Mark would see he'd just do a little smiley face at me. So, well, let's see a few things. Do you know if his family had a chance to hear the Robert Meyer Burnett video or see it?
I think Elisa, one of his sisters, had commented on it. I put it on my Facebook. I think she did because, as a matter of fact.
Okay, I just want to make sure they'd seen it. Otherwise, I was going to bring it up right now.
On Saturday after the funeral, she showed me a picture that she had taken a picture from one of his sketchbooks, and it was a picture of Robert Meyer Burnett that Stephen had drawn.
Really?
And, yes. And
Get out of here.
And she said, "Who is this?" Yes, we did. She saw it. She said, "Who is this?" And I told her about RMB, who had made that video. And I got a picture of it and sent it to him, and he put it as his Twitter profile.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, RMB did. And so, yes, she did. They both did. It looks, yes, they both saw it.
Okay, good. That's important. And other people in the stream, I really encourage you to, how do I start this? They didn't always get along or agree. Politically and artistically, Robert Meyer Burnett. I'm using my word. Mexican Iron Man is using his formal words there. They didn't, and Steve was. I'm sorry, Mark. Steve was always so. It was interesting what Raquel was saying earlier about how he would teach. It's like he wouldn't beat you in knowledge combat. He would teach you, but as he was teaching you, you were getting a comic book butt whooping.
Oh,
it's like at the end of it, you're like, thank you for teaching me that. Wow, I really was wrong with everything I thought about the Green Lantern Corps. And you walk away like, wait a minute, hold on. You know what I mean? And that was his style. Like it was loving, but you always felt that he had that grin, like, I'm a supercomputer and you're a calculator, but we're gonna do this, And sometimes, I thought like, he's Mexican, I'll go, hey, a little affirmative action, knowledge here for the day, I really knew that I was out of his league, like minor league versus major league. Remember when the idea that we had done that whole DC Comics coverage, those 2 weekends in a row, those 12-hour streams?
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
So I had the idea to go to Loki. I said, Loki, I would really love it if we did something on the internet where there's like 3 to 6 people and we go every week and we talk about comics with an emphasis on DC. Because as you know, although I'm Mexican Iron Man, all of my love and most of my comics love has its history in DC Comics. So, and so I was getting it together, and then I got up enough nerve to ask him, and he says, well, maybe I can come on as a special guest or something like that. Let me know how the project goes. And I was like, wait, what? He says, sounds like a great idea, though. That sounds really so he complimented me that it was a good idea. He's like, yes, young little Padawan, you just go with your little comic book lunch. You feel like I have my little comic book lunch pail, and I wasn't allowed to go to the high school varsity comic book table. And he like sent me back, with my milk and my cookies, with my little, with my Superman lunch pail back to sit with the kids in 3rd grade. I was just like, okay, so he didn't say follow up with them. Okay, that was a no.
Oh my goodness!
I thought about that this weekend. I was just like, oh, I should have mentioned it on the Friday night show, and I totally forgot about that. And that's how he was, though. Like he didn't say no. And I'm not used to hearing no on the internet. And I thought for sure he'd be like, yeah, Mexican Iron Man, that sounds like a great idea. He was like, yeah, well, he's like, yeah, but I'll be sure to tune in. Okay. Okay.
Okay, bye.
You'll be in, okay, so you'll be in the stream? Okay. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Mexican Iron Man. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So okay,
Cool.
let's see who I'll call next on the list. Anyway, so he was so charming, such a gentleman. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know a Clobber, you know?
Well,
And here's what a couple more stories. Like the way I encountered him was a couple years ago. I came into the comics gate world. Originally gaming, geeks and gamers, and comics gate, because my local favorite comics book store had closed. Little did I know I was walking into a landmine. But this is back when there was a lot of all the stuff that we're dealing with now in pop culture about politics. That was deep in video gaming and comics at the time, right? And I walked right in the middle of that, and pretty much got run off the internet as part of the whole people accusing you of this, that, and who you're friends with and all that. And I stumbled across Doomcock's channel one day, and there was Mark with a C. And YouTube was kind of intimidating because I always thought, okay, you're either a creator and you're trying to build up your channel for your podcast, or you're probably like a fan and you're just going there, maybe you super chat, but you just attend stuff. And there's always been a little bit of I wanted to be a little bit more involved, but I didn't know how to be. And so I would watch Mark, and oddly enough, he and I would show up at the same places, Gary Neurotic, and I would watch these guys. Like I would watch Doomcock, who I know knows a lot of stuff, Gary, who knows all kinds of stuff, and I watch them, and they go, "Oh, you know what? It was in that comic book series, and they go like, is Mark with a C in the stream?
Yeah.
Is he out there in the audience? He's like we're at a concert or something, right? And the band stops and like, wait, who knows how that song? Where's Mark with a C? Is he out there? And he's over there by the hot dog stand. And so then he'll go, yeah, guys, what is it? And I'd see him throw these answers out, like the most random, obscure. He's like, no, that was right after Crisis on Infinite. And I'm like, what the frickin'? And I would see him do that with different people. No ego, no nothing. I would see random people go like, where's Mark with a C? Because he just had this like that was your supercomputer database.
Sure.
And if someone ever said thank you, he never made a big deal. The other thing I liked about it is that he's kind of a role model because he brought me out of my little shell, because I would watch him go, and as a fan, he would super chat people. But he wouldn't do it like so many people super chat as an emotional reaction, and it's kind of one-time thing. A lot of people super chat and throw money at a lot of creators for attention. Like it's their way to get noticed. Like it's their way to, get their point across.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird with Mark because his was always kind of logical and for the betterment of everybody in the stream. And he would say like, for example, he wouldn't get necessarily emotionally moved like, oh no, you guys are wrong, and here's $5 in super chat and I'm right. Nope, it wasn't that. It also wouldn't be like to get attention, because he didn't like attention, actually, even though we would always
No, he did not.
No, he's like literally the most knowledgeable guy. I'm probably, and we would run into each other probably every 2-3 days, I think, randomly in there, sometimes for 10 minutes, sometimes for an hour or two. And if he did get called on, he was very low key about it, like very humble. Anyway, I digress. Let me get to the point. The point of the matter is the way he brought me out of the shell is he showed me that I could be somebody that could participate with different channel creators and throw super chats out, but not be, all caught up in one way or the other. And that's what's happened. And I've helped Echo Base Network grow. I helped Doomcock. I helped Doomcock with that Disney video, that got about 130,000 views. Went over to help Gary, got friends close with Gary because of Mark, which I would not know Neurotic if it wasn't for Mark, because he's the one who brought me over there. And he let me know that. And it's a funny thing because he's younger than me, or was younger than me, but I always felt like he was like an uncle of mine.
A little bit.
Like, he was especially after he turned me down for the Comic Roundtable. And then a week and a half later, I saw him on your channel. By the way, I'm like, oh, okay, those are the two. That's where the quarterbacks sit at the table. Okay. Hi, quarterbacks, over here. You two would be sitting there talking stuff. I'm like, wow, they do know more than me. But he was a good role model because he let me know that I came out of my shell, and he's just like, Mike, just be you, and just be you. And he and I would sometimes the only thing that might happen is we might get like in a super chat battle, like I put $1, and he put $1. Then maybe he'd do 5, and then I'd do 5. But it was always playful. I just thought he was a neat guy. So fast forward things. He went to, I'd say, January, when I was going to do so I was originally, after I broke my leg, going to drive across the country from California to as you guys know, South Carolina. Physical therapy got delayed. He and I started going off of the streams, and then we're talking more a little bit on Twitter and stuff. And so then he was on my list though to come and see you when I was going to come see you, Clobberin, right?
Yeah.
And so and then because he and I knew each other. It was one Friday night. He had told me, "Hey, I think it's pre-routine. I'm going to get this gallbladder thing taken care of." And so I was his envoy to, I think that night it was Doomcock and Gary, and I was keeping him posted that first week or two. And then the last time I talked to him was when he was going to go in for another appointment. And he said, and I told him, I said, "Hey man, I think I'm going to take off. I don't know if it's for February, March." I said, "But I'm going to take you out to dinner, and I can't wait to meet you and Clobberin in real life. And we'll celebrate the fact that you're going to do your recovery after the treatments." He's like, yeah, for sure. And then I didn't hear it, and then he and I didn't talk again after that. But he's so confident, and I could, I didn't even think twice. But I guess he just didn't want any of us to worry. I think somehow.
I know, and he thought he was going to be.
I think he didn't, because I think the first night, and also I'll get from Doomcock the link, so maybe you can share them with the family, but. That night we definitely, the whole community, the Doomcock's whole stream, we stopped everything and we're like, "Hey, Mark, we hope you're okay," and all that. And then I saved the clip outs for him and I sent them to him that night, and he was like real thankful and stuff. And I said, "Keep me posted, bud, and I'll just, I'll convey the, knowledge and stuff." And then Friday, when you sent me the bad news, I got D on the horn, and we almost canceled Friday night frolics, I got hit hard, I got hit hard, and D got hit hard and stuff. And anyways, and so if you haven't heard the show, there's, we did a really good clip. We had a really nice celebration of his life on that as well. So thank you for being there for that too, Clobberin. But anyway, so to his family and to everybody, he's just, I cannot believe I never met him yet. I feel like I know him. You know what I mean? It's really weird. It's like what Raquel was talking about, right, Raquel? It's like, isn't it weird? It's like, I feel like my best friends are now on the internet,
Yeah, that's the way technology works. And it can be quite intense because you really get to know someone emotionally and intellectually and sometimes even spiritually. And the only thing you don't do is touch. And so you can feel a profound sense of loss because you have grown so close to someone and truly appreciated them as a friend. And Mexican Iron Man, as you were just talking, Jack, his son.
Yes, I want to say that
he was a great dad, and and your auntie just said you were a great son, and I just my heart goes out to you, Jack.
Jack, that's the best. That's the best message in here tonight, in the chat tonight by far, buddy. Just that little thing, and man, dude, there's nothing anybody can say to you ever.
No.
Make you feel better, my friend, my young friend. But he was a great dad. Every dad wants to hear that, and I know he knew it, man. And you, like your sister said, you were his best friend, and it'll never be forgotten here. My goofy nothing name of this show, every Monday Night Comics, is now forever because he is comics to me now. It is Monday Night Mark C. That's what it is forever. I know it's nothing. It's a little nothing there, but we're just paying a little tribute to him with what we knew, and we're so glad that members of his family are here to hear about his Superman identity. You all know his Clark Kent identity and his Superman identity of Mark C. Yes. We're celebrating that, man.
Yeah. So one of it was, of course, the superpower being to have commanding knowledge of comics in order to make all little Mexican, Iron Men walk away with their lunch pails, So.
And his other superpower, he would, like I said, everyone, he busted my ass every time I got something wrong. He kept me, he kept me on my toes, and he loved to get me when he got me on something. And that was
you guys. I'm so glad I was a blank slate because he was just ready to mold my mind when it came to Star Trek comics. It's just to hear you guys, to hear that he locked horns. It's just so funny because he was like, "Look, Raquel, I got some serious stuff to show you here. You have to read this. You're gonna love this."
Nice.
Great stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And
we're not done. We were going to be paying a tribute to him a lot. tribute to him a lot, including tomorrow night on Loki Show, as you know.
Yeah, and I hope to, I don't know if, again, like I know you said just shared it, but just as a snippet, a short snippet. So Friday night on Doomcock Show, Friday Night Frolic or Friday Night Tights, which is Gary's show, just stopped dead cold. The whole broadcast just stopped.
Yes,
he was on a different channel. I mean, literally just stopped. And then I'll snippet all these things and send them to you, and maybe we can post them we'll post them tomorrow night at the show. You know what? That's what we'll do. I'll post them all tomorrow night, so we have them in one place. And at the same time, Doomcock, the way we looked at it is like, look, the show must go on, and there's no way Steven would have wanted us to cancel Friday night. There's no way. There's always 2,000 people there and stuff. So we said, what we're gonna do? I said, this is what we're gonna do. D. We're gonna pretend he's at seat number 10A, right in front, in the orchestra, in the VIP. Probably, barely paying attention to us, but he's going to be right there in the middle, and we're going to have a great show for him and dedicate it to him. And that's what happened. And it was pretty
Absolutely.
Cool. And then right after we did our part, and you and I came off the Doomcock show. That's when I think someone sent me about the Robert Meyer Burnett, and I was a little bit surprised because I've been on some streams and I'd seen those two kind of go at it.
Yeah.
And the thing with Steven is that, unlike me, right? I send these $20 super chats or $10, and I use every single little, every word I can squeeze in there, right? The thing I love about Steven is that he would say the most amount of knowledge in the fewest amount of words.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he would always he would always say, get the biggest points across with few words. And I was just like, golly, I wish I could talk like that, And it was very powerful, that he was always able to do that. I don't know, man. I could go on for hours.
I'm just going to interrupt just for 1 second. I beg your pardon, guys. I just want Mark C's family to know, Steve's family to know, that if there's anything they need from us, that we're here as a community, and just reach out and we'll do whatever we can. And that, and that includes like, hey, what do you know about this comic? Especially for you, Jack. I bet your dad taught you a whole bunch of really amazing stuff, but I want you to know that you have a whole community behind you now to step up, and you can join us here, and you could be a part of your dad's show, your dad's tribute show, and this will always be a place for you. And I know I speak for Clobberin when I say that, and I know I speak for the entire comic book, Star Trek, and Star Wars community. We are here. This is your soft place to land, and we'll be your chums. And if there's anything you need, please reach out to us. Okay?
Is Jack into Star Wars at all? Lightsabers, any of that?
I don't think he's much of a Star Wars fan as Mark C was. Steven was a really big fan. He loves Godzilla. Is a big
Likes
World War II
Godzilla.
fan, yeah. And I don't know other beyond that, but he's
I love that music,
stuff, so.
Godzilla music.
Yeah, love it. Great stuff.
I can never do that scream, I can never,
I could, but it would break everybody.
It's so funny.
World War II and Godzilla.
That's
Jack,
right. World War II and Godzilla are his things.
Jack. Yeah.
That's cool, Jack. Man, I tell you, that's right. I was told about that. By the way, Jack has a channel. He has a YouTube channel where he does stop motion videos, I'm told.
Oh,
Get
that's
out
I
of
want
here.
to see. Yeah.
Can we
We'll go
share
some of
that?
I don't. Yeah, if we could find it, Jack. If you could let us know, and we can put that in the chat there, brother.
Yes. Would you please send that to Clobby through whatever way you're connecting with him through social media? So if you send him a DM through Twitter or through Facebook, one of the wrenches or Clobby will get that up right away, and everyone will go over and see your channel. And I know everybody would like to support you, give you a thumbs up, and subscribe your channel. So that's very inspiring, and I think
find
that's
it,
just
yeah.
terrific, young man. We're going to find it, and we're going to be there to support you. Okay, Jack?
Yes, indeed. Our buddy Maddie's daddy is an animator himself. Like I said, he wants to see Jack's stop motion animation. He's an animator too, so it's good to see the next generation of animators. Absolutely, I want to hear more about that. And they were talking earlier about how Doomcock was singing a song that he sings often on Friday Night Frolics, beautifully, called "Streets of Laredo."
Yeah.
And he sang that because I think Mark liked it and sang it for him. And he couldn't even get it through it all, but he couldn't get through it. You know how he was pretty broken up. And his sister, his little sister, did tell me at the funeral and just told us just now that she was listening to that. She heard him singing that. No, well, and she was listening to while she was getting ready for the funeral and everything. That was it was beautiful. We thank Doomcock for that.
I just want to reach out and hug you. I just want to just give you a warm hug from everybody. Hundreds of people they just want to reach out right now and just hug you. You have such a marvelous family, and we're sending you all of our love and support.
Absolutely. So if anyone is able to find the channel, give us a way how to find it, Jack. We'll put links to it. I would like to subscribe to you and check it out, brother.
One of the channels, hey Jack, one of the channels that I work on is Echo Base Network, and then we haven't done it lately. But when we got started, all we did was that kind of stop animation. So once I find you, I'll sub to your channel, and then I'll send you some of what we used to do. We did it like a year ago. Kind of like it's one of my favorite kind of artistic styles. I know it takes forever, like it literally takes forever. But I've just always loved it. You know, I think it goes back to my like Jason the Argonaut days, you know, when that movie was out.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack. By the way, I appreciate you, man. And thanks, Eric, for if Eric will help. He's the man when it comes to finding channels. Eric, I appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah.
You're the man, buddy.
Go ahead and reach out to Eric or to Chris. Jack, both those guys are safe. They work with us all the time in producing this show and others.
They're the best.
Both of those guys are just amazing guys, and they can get you connected with the rest of the community.
Absolutely. Chris. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Eric. Either one of you guys could find it because we want to see his channel, man. So I did not know he was doing that. That's great. That is amazing. He's Mike.
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Oh man, dude, I appreciate you. Oh, look, our buddy 24/7 Fusion Media, and any other friend who may have popped in that we may have missed. Of course, I know our buddy Fat Steven Seagal is here.
Yes,
as well.
And he's cracking jokes. He's offering a little bit of comedic relief. Thank you so much for coming by and for lighting that chat up and making some smiles.
Yes, indeed, man. We appreciate you. Absolutely. I tell you what, this is it's just a lot of fun. Just giving a tribute to our old pal, and
we got it, Clobby. I beg your pardon. We got it. 12 minutes.
Oh, we got the link.
Jed.
Hey, Jed for the win there, bro. Looks like you found it. All right, let's see.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, Jed. Thank you for everybody who helped get this URL up. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Jed. Way to go, everyone. If you can follow that link and please subscribe and support Jack's channel. I don't know what's on there yet because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. And let's see.
At 12 minutes past the hour,
here.
Eric has that, and if we could hold that on the marquee for a little while, that'd be really great, Clobby.
Sure.
12 minutes past 8, Eric K. He's got the instructions.
There we go. Jed's
got the URL and the instructions, just to
Okay.
let people know if they're just coming on that we want to get as many subs to this channel as we possibly can.
Yeah. Let me find the one Eric did. Go ahead.
Throw Loki
Thanks,
the
Jed.
link. Can I throw Loki the link and he can talk
Please,
about what we're doing?
I would love. Yeah, I would love it. I just didn't want to bug him. I figured he's so busy and stuff and tired, and then we could be on tomorrow. But yeah, you want me to throw it to him?
Oh yeah, please, thanks.
We'll do. Loki, the great Loki is here, man. It's great to see you, bro. Claude, are you still there? Claudenus?
I am.
Hell, I was saying I see his shows that he's still there, but he's not. Anyway, I was just asking.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Everybody's a critic.
Ooh, everybody's already subbing. Okay, great. We're going to leave that marquee up there.
Cool.
And if you are just joining us as a podcast and you're not a part of the active chat, please stop by because Jack Jure Mark C's son, has a channel. And it is geeked right out. This is a talented young man. So please come and collect that URL and get your patooties over there and start hitting the thumbs up and subscribing and hitting those notification bells, and let's be there for Jack, everybody.
I'm searching for you, Loke. I just got to find you, buddy. It's taking me a second to find you in my DMs there, man. I almost got you.
I just got my patootie over there and subscribed.
Thank you very much. Awesome.
We don't want to hear about your patootie.
Would it be easier if I do it? Right.
Got it now, finally.
All right.
So I had to find him there. Come on in, Lokester. I mean, again,
Look at all these subs coming up in the chat. I love you guys. This community is the best. I love you guys. Keep it going. Keep it going.
How many did he have before? Do we know? How many did Jack have before? I don't know. Let us know, Jack.
He'll
Jack,
have to let us know.
How many subs did you have? Probably more than me, Jack. I bet you got more than me, man. But then that's not a big high bar there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I
Hey,
did cross
Mexican
400.
Iron Man.
I
did
think I'm
cross
number
400.
I think I'm number 90.
Oh, gotcha. Well, he'll get a lot more. He'll pass me in no time. He got 76. Now
You're rolling in now.
I have 76 10 minutes ago. Well, now you're up to the 90, bro. You'll pass me in no time, buddy. And but yeah, we got Loki coming in to say hello as well there. Oh, thank you all for subbing. Appreciate that, man. That's fantastic. Look, I always told Mark, I asked him, he should have a channel, and of course he was a busy man, and so he was a big fan of all these channels, as you all know, and yet. He came, hung out on my nothing channel. I'm like, man, dude, I'm on, because a lot of people wanted to have him on. And of course, he did go on our buddy Fat Stevens, and he came on Loki's channel a couple times. Mm-hmm. But he's a busy feller. He's always on the road a lot,
Right.
But and then it takes a lot of time to deal with the channel, as you know, Mike.
Yeah.
So
that's why I say he's a role model for me, because I didn't want a channel. I mean, I do tax returns. I don't know what I would do if I were a creator.
Yeah, just because, I think you actually have a channel.
I'm like, today's Tuesday, tacos. We're going to be putting the chicken on the tortillas with the cheese. I don't know what I would be doing.
Chris, at 15 minutes past the hour, let's leave Eric K up there, but I'll just read it out for everyone. Chris says, wow, I've been checking out Jack's work. He definitely has his dad's natural talent in art. Stick with it. You're a natural. What a wonderful thing to say. So just thank you so much, Chris.
Absolutely. What's that you shared there, Mike?
This is one of his little 14-second.
Okay, let me clear the screen real quick, man.
This one of his 14-second clips.
I got to clear the screen real quick here. The StreamYard's going a little slow on me. Hang with me, everyone.
That's okay.
Right.
Okay, go for it.
It's not that long. Sorry.
Do I need to do anything, or you got it?
Nope.
Oh, look, that's Godzilla and the Pacific Rim mech.
It is.
Exactly.
Holy shit!
Oh,
yeah. Isn't that cool?
That is badass, dude.
was that modeling clay?
No, I think it's figures. It's just
No, I mean what came out of the fire.
Godzilla puking up blue icy.
Yeah. Is that Play-Doh?
Isn't that cool?
Jack.
Yeah,
Jack, that is fantastic.
Jack
dude.
is a very young man, and so
cool,
that is very, very impressive for a young man of his age. So wow, just very, very cool work.
He said, that one
not
is
his best work.
Dude, you're looking like a true artist.
God, spoken like his dad.
Yes,
like
he's a true artist.
And Claude, artists always say, I don't want anyone to see this. And when I was talking to him about Steven's, sketch works being found and stuff, he's saying he's got all kind of. Claude is an artist, and he was saying he's got all kind of stuff he's drawn. He doesn't want anybody to see. That's artists for you, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta go. My next client is here.
Okay.
I gotta run.
Brother.
So,
okie doke. Well, appreciate you, man, and I hope we get a chance to.
Thanks for doing this for us. And tomorrow night. You or Loki can talk about that too, but we'll be there and tomorrow. And I just family just would say, this is an amazing man, because if you look at the contact that he had with us, which is basically none except for you physically, but intermittently on the internet, what a huge impact! What a huge impact! It was amazing to see what happened online and stuff, and we need it. These are tough times. This COVID thing and all this stuff, and God bless him, rest of his soul, and we love you, family that we don't know, but and we love him, and we love him.
We love Mark C.
All right, you guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you, buddy. I hope to see you soon, man. And I'll tell Loki. I don't know, Loki. We got you a link there, bro. If you want to come in, and that's amazing. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
And also spoken like a true artist. Manny's daddy. If you think your work is good enough, you're not an artist. That sounds about right. Canadian Spider-Man does whatever a Canadian Spider-Man thinks. Good to see you, buddy. But Jack, that's impressive stuff, buddy. You keep it up. And by the way, someone just put Team Godzilla. We got Godzilla versus Kong coming out soon. I'm excited about it. I know you are, Jack. Which team are you on? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm faithful to the Big G, but I love Kong, man. What am I supposed to do here? I can't decide.
Jack's made a comment at 19 minutes past the hour.
Let's see here.
Just above Canadian Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. That I must have missed. It's this thing.
That's okay.
Oh, it jumps on me. I'm trying to find
It looks much different on this side, folks. We'll get it together. Don't worry.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be lovely? You're gonna make lots and lots of videos. I think
Please
that's
do.
great. You're not only are you gonna build your craft, but you're gonna create this whole channel, and we're gonna have all this stuff to watch. I think that's wonderful, Jack. Just keep following your passion, and it's very obvious that you have a talent for this.
Let's see. On 8. Does that mean you're on Team Kong, buddy? Okay. Wait a minute, dude. Are you betraying Godzilla? Are you betraying the big G?
Team Kong.
Team Kong. Thank you so much, Muslim Uncle. It's great to see you, my friend. We're always happy to see you here, bro. Oh, man. So, napalm on 8. Oh.
Napalm on 8.
Holy, I keep missing that, man.
And we've got Chris here with another reminder. If you haven't, please go over and sub the budding artist Jack. Help us grow his channel. And of course, Chris has got that URL up in the chat and on the marquee. So get it done, folks. It'll be a ton of fun, and I know it means the world to Jack.
We'll be calling him, just as we call his pappy, the great Mark C. We'll be calling him the great Jack C. one of these days.
Yeah.
Hello, Lisa P. Team Godzilla. You know, again, I hate to say it, I love Kong, but I love the big G-stir, man. Even though I'm not too big on that that new design.
Oh my! Roland Paris, 21 minutes past the hour. Free art lessons for Jack if he wants them. See this community? Community, how much I love you nerds and geeks. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you millions of kisses and hugs. You guys are great. Roland, what a wonderful offer. Jack,
absolutely,
gotta get in touch with Roland. Get your mom to get in touch with Roland, and maybe something really cool could happen.
Absolutely.
I know Roland is going to disavow this, but he barely identifies as a geek. Roland is like one of the coolest dudes ever. He's Mr. Guitar Man. He told me a story one time about going to a convention, and he left. I think he left a couple of guitars in a hotel room, and when he got back, the door to his hotel room was wide open. And fortunately, nobody had thought to steal any of his guitars, but he had closed it and locked it. And the stupid people at the hotel must have gone in to clean or something. And they looked at it. I can't play this. This looks stupid. And didn't play it and didn't steal it. So he got lucky. But Roland is he's like a rocker, and he hangs with rockers. And I've seen him hang with rockers. What's that? God, what is that woman's name now? I don't know. The blonde woman that shows up at Pensacon all the time. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm Canadian.
I'm thinking you're Canadian, but is there like an information wall in between us? I have always said
one woman that
listen.
It's not much to go on. Good.
I have always said that Canada and America are two different countries separated by a common language.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, Lisa P is also a good friend of the family of Mark C. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for coming here.
Eris, love to see you, my dear friend.
22 minutes past the hour, we have a comment from Maddie's daddy. Jack, Maddie's daddy, he says, if you have any questions about animation, please let me know. So I want you to know that, of course, your mom has probably taught you about, being safe online and things of that nature. I want you to know that Maddie's daddy is friends with Clobberin in real life. So if you want your mom to connect you with Maddie's daddy, who is Steve Mitchum, and he's friends with Clobberin, Jack, you should do that. Make sure you get your mom involved and that you are practicing, safe connections on YouTube. But Steve Mitchum is a really nice guy, and that's a great offer. Thank you so much, Steve.
Loki,
how's it going, Clobberin?
What's up, bro? How you been, man?
I am okay. How are y'all doing?
We're sad, but hanging in there and paying tribute to our long lost pal, buddy.
Mark C, what a great guy, dude. What a great guy. Clobberin introduced me to him. Awesome gentleman. Started showing up on the round table before we even called it the round table.
Yeah.
He was showing up at the, great guy. I wish I'd got to know him better. I had him on the show. I think twice. We had him on the night show and I had him on the morning show one morning. And that was the only time I really got to talk to him besides in chat. And I feel kind of cheated. He was a great guy.
He was, and we were talking about how so many people Loke, that were same deal, like they knew him on. He has this dual identity that we've established. I don't know if I haven't talked to you much since it happened, but his family knew very little, almost nothing about his Mark C. Superman identity on the YouTubes with all those great friends he had, with Doomcock and Gary and all those people.
Yeah.
That they were all friends with him for a long time. And all these people, when they saw this happen the other night, including RMB, I'm sure all in, paying tribute. And so many people just know him from his knowledge and his presence in the chat and with, and things like that. And just everybody knows who Mark C is, but it's just amazing. And it's a really cool family that I've, that have just had a lot of fun, hanging out with and talking to a little bit over the past couple of days or meeting the other day. And I got to hang out with his sister today. They, a lot of them weren't aware of this stuff, and it's got to really touched him. I think they said it's, that he touched so many people. It's pretty amazing for them to hear this.
Excuse me for 1 second. I beg your pardon. Roland Paris at 26 minutes past the hour. I think he's going to be departing. So let's go ahead and marquee that and give everybody a chance to say goodbye to Roland. And
All
don't
right, buddy.
forget, Jack, about Roland's offer, and make sure that your mom helps you to navigate that. Okay, honey? When you're reaching out to people on the internet, make sure mom knows. Okay. But thank you so much for that offer, Roland Paris.
Roland, a great artist, great comic book artist, professional, and a good friend of Steven in the real world life. And he knew him very well. Roland, my friend, and a longtime friend of mine and Claude's. Good to see you, buddy. I really appreciate you stopping by tonight, brother. You take care of yourself now. So, yeah, what's planned? What's on the big agenda for tomorrow night, Loke?
We're just going to talk about how everyone has honored Mark. We'll open it up that way. Talk a little bit about Mark. I know you know him better than the rest of us, and I would love to hear a tale or two. I know that you guys butted heads. You weren't afraid to argue. Something really fun, dude. Something a good story about Mark, and then we'll go on to talking about comics and doing the male gaze and whatever else we have to do tomorrow. But I really want to start it out talking about Mark and a good story that you've got. If you've got a good story, and I know you do. I know y'all butted heads about some stuff back in the day. I would love to hear it.
Yeah, in a fun way. And like I've said again, like he was always keep me on my toes because he loved it. And he was how I love all this comic book minutia stuff, like comic book history and comics art and things like that. And there are a lot of people really like that kind of. It's boring to most people, but I love it. And I have a handful of friends, Claude's one of them, and there are others who can really talk about that kind of stuff, that know all the comic artists' names, that know a lot about the comic book history, and know, and actually care about that stuff, which is, not a lot, and know who drew what, artists' names, writers' names, all that crazy stuff, not just the stories themselves. And, Steven was a guy that could do that. Mark C was a guy that could do that. And that was why I just love talking comics with him so much,
I beg your pardon. Please excuse the interruption. Ann Pearson has just walked through the door at 28 minutes past the hour. She says, Jack's mom here. He's so excited to talk with you all. It is so nice to know that you are there, and it is such a pleasure to meet you. And on behalf of everyone on the panel and in the chat, we're so sorry for your loss, and thank you for joining us tonight. It's a great honor to have you.
Jack's mama. Oh, that's Jack's grandmother. Thank you so much.
Is that the word for grandmother?
Yeah, that's Louisiana for grandmother. Mama.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, wonderful. Well, I hope you took that as a great compliment on your age.
Yes, exactly. And I appreciate you so much. And yes, I miss my mama, so I love him so much. And we say mama down here. I don't know if many people do.
I think that's just beautiful. And yes, your grandson is receiving so many offers for drawing lessons, for learning the trade of stop animation, and so many people are interested in his YouTube channel and just helping him grow his talent. And how wonderful for you to show up here. You do us great honor. Thank you so much, Anne.
We appreciate you. Absolutely. But yeah, Loke, dude, I can't thank you enough for that, for setting it up for tomorrow night, man. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, he was loved around here.
It's if anything from Mark. Mark was such a great guy, and I just wanted I wanted to make sure it was on your channel. I know that wasn't planned, but this one deserves to be on your channel. You knew him better than the rest of us, and I'm just glad I got to know him a little bit of what I got to know him. You know, we talked a little bit on Twitter, and like I said, I had him on the show, but you really knew him, and you deserve to give him a shout out first thing on the show tomorrow.
I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. But it's going to cost you a clobbering times.
Clobbering time.
There you go, man. We never get enough of that. Yeah, but it hurts his voice, so I feel bad.
Yeah. Never do it at the beginning of the show. Make him do it at the end of the show. Clobby, you're rude.
I hope it didn't hurt, brother.
Yeah. No. I've gotten used to it. As long as I don't do that like the whole show every time. You're clobbering time. You do it every time, Lakey.
We appreciate it, though, man. Oh goodness, yeah, absolutely.
I love doing it. I love getting to do it.
Sometimes when we do the Star Trek show, he actually misses you, and he says, I wish Loki were here so that he could do the clobbering time.
I can record it. I can record it if you want me to record it and do it that way. I can always record
that
it.
That would be hysterical, and he would love that.
I don't want to do it because you're the only one that can do it right. But when you're not here, I'm going, nope, I'm not going to do it because this is Loki's, he's a clobbering time. He's just,
Oh, it's terrific. It's so terrific.
It's an honor. It is.
I appreciate that, brother. Oh, man. As you can see.
Jack, at 31 minutes past the hour, Jack says, my favorite part about the show is the 2-hour intro.
A 2-hour intro. By the way, made by the great Stone Loki. It is a long intro. He loves that that animated intro that you did, which you know why I love it. It's easy. Yeah. I got, what is it like? What does it go like? Was it a minute? Half is half a half
minute and a half, minute and a half.
It's a minute and a half,
something like that. Yeah,
it's the Ben-Hur of intros.
Hey, Loki's intro, his show is way longer than that, right?
My intro's longer. Yeah, I like the long. It's like a setup. It gets you excited.
Okay, well, Jack, let me explain this to you because I'm actually a broadcasting professor. So let me explain to you why. When you do one of these live streams, that your intro should be a lot longer. So usually about 1 minute to 4 minutes. And the reason for that, Jack, is because when we go live, this is not just a podcasting show. So if you do a podcast, you want to make sure that it's short and snappy because people are just listening. But when it's live, it's almost like talk radio. So there are people who are getting a coffee or going to the washroom or grabbing a slice of pizza. And because they're going to interact in the chat, we give them time for everybody to get seated and get ready. So it's actually a vital process for a live broadcast that's kind of like talk radio. So but you are correct. When you are doing your videos, I want you to keep them short and snappy, okay? Just a few seconds, just enough to tease it out and hold your viewer. Yeah.
Well, there you go. In Loke, when I was on BTR, I mean, I played my, I gave my opening song. I don't know if I told you it was Pablo Picasso Was Never Called an Asshole from the Repo Man soundtrack. And I would let that go, 3 minutes or whatever it was, play that whole thing. And I just gave people time to trickle in and that kind of stuff,
It depends upon how big your audience is. I think sometimes we're all sitting in the queue waiting for Doomcock, and there are going to be 2,000 or 3,000 of us there. So getting 2,000 to 3,000 people assembled all at once, it takes a minute or two. But Jack, keep it short. Otherwise, unless you're doing a live talk radio thing that's a podcast plus a show plus the audience interacting, and then people need to have a minute to get themselves together so they don't miss anything. Jack, they can't miss anything.
Plus, I just love it because it's got cartoons on it. That's just basically how
and now Chris wants pizza.
Damn it.
Sorry, Chris.
Don't we all, dude? Oh my goodness. And as you can see here, look, I'm no good at making stuff like you are, but I made this thing because this was something that Mark and I were going to do that we're never going to get to do now. Walt Simonson's Thor run from the early 80s.
Oh, yeah.
He loved it. We both loved Walt Simonson. And there's you right there, Loki.
Hell yeah.
The Loki, as I knew him. Those
are the Loki and Thor I knew. Man, that's the Loki and Thor I knew.
Absolutely. And this is a great run. We both love Walt Simonson. And we reviewed a couple different comic series. And we were going to review this one, which was quite a long run, so we were going to do it in chunks, But that's now I don't know if I'll ever want to do that one. But I've dragged my feet on it too much, damn it. So we should have got it done. But it'll be fun, and I can't wait to do that tomorrow night. Let's see. Oh, I forgot all about this. And this is how long Maddie's daddy and I've known each other. I was the one who turned him on to the Simonson Thor run because didn't own this shop, Eric A, so you can't get me, but I was running that shop where I sold that Thor 337, the classic, first of that run. So, my goodness, good times, man. Good times, man. That's how you started reading them too, huh?
Oh yeah. I remember. I just remember Thor looking like that. Dude, I was like born with a comic book. I had a comic book in one hand, I had game control in the other hand, and somewhere on me was a TV remote to change channels.
Do you know that Jack is playing a video game while he's listening to us as well? So he's a multitasker. So he's playing his video game. He is participating in the chat and he's listening to us. So I hope you aren't going through too many men. Are you killing off all your men, Jack? Pay attention to one.
Yeah, dude, man, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Jack's multitasking over there. I do the same thing with Friday Night Tights, brother. I'll be listening to Friday Night Tights, and I'll be playing a game or doing something, working on something. Yeah, I've always got it going in the background. Something's always playing.
I beg your pardon. Could we please marquee 37 minutes past the hour and Pearson? Grandma.
Thank you. It's hard, but God, you want to say it?
No, you go ahead.
But God is helping us. We miss Steve so much. Jack is loving this. God bless you all. Oh, Jack, thank you, man. Man, we cannot be more happy to see you here. It's really great, man.
Thank you,
brother. Have you here, buddy. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if we could reach out and we would all hug you on behalf of the chat and the panel, hundreds of people in this community who know Mark C, Steve, we're all just reaching out and if we could, we would just give you a warm hug.
Chris Crockett, there you go. There you go, man. Absolutely. And dude, I'm jealous because I can't play video games. So if you're that good at video games, man, there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, he loved his burn, man. Sounds like Mark had a lot in common. Burn, Simonson, and Clobby. That's true.
He did.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe how much it cost in Canada. He was incredulous. He couldn't believe it. He went to Amazon, and when he discovered how much it cost here, his jaw dropped to the ground.
You mean the Trek book?
The Trek book. Yeah.
Oh God.
It completely blew him away. He couldn't believe it. Yeah, really funny.
Little John Byrne work, his favorite artist. We did our all-time favorite, top 25 all-time favorite artists. His number one, shocker. When we both got to our number one, we knew who it was. And it was pretty much Shocker. We both said it about our number one. Mine's always going to be Kirby, and he's Byrne. And this is my favorite Byrne stuff right here when he did this Marvel stuff.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
He's a great artist.
Even if you don't know anything about comics. I mean, I'm a Trekkie and I don't know anything about comics. And you've just been teaching me a little bit about the Star Trek comics, especially the early ones. But as I said earlier in the broadcast, it is objectively beautiful stuff. You have this story and you have this incredible artwork and then you have this passionate community telling stories of good over evil, and it's a remarkable scenario, and yeah, this art is exceptional.
Well, Loki, we talk about superhero comic. We've been talking about superhero costumes a lot, right?
Oh yeah.
That's me. That's what I want out of superhero costumes. I like the simple ones like that, the old days, Bronze Age. I admit I'm a crotchety old man when it comes to that stuff. I don't like the modern, overwrought costumes that are rigidy and armory looking and all that crap. These may be sillier and more simplistic, but I love them. I mean, I look at that, and when I look at modern superheroes costumes, like the iterations of most of these people now, it makes my eyes bleed. I hate it so much. This is the way I love it right here.
There's times for armor, and then there's times not. I mean, when you've got Daredevil, I mean, does he really need to look like he has hockey pads on? No. Punisher, sure, you could have armor, bulletproof vests, all kinds of shit with that fits him. But like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, you don't need armor on those guys. They've got their suits. That's the whole point. Yeah, sure, you've got armor on Iron Man, but it doesn't have to be like that. There's that like rigid layer after layer after layer armor he had. I think in 2, it looked freaking horrible. The simple armor he had in 1 looked absolutely fantastic. Why does Wolverine need a military outfit? He doesn't. He needs his suit. You're right. No, you're absolutely positively right. One of the things I liked about Black Panther was in that first movie, it didn't look like armored vibranium. It just looked like the Black Panther outfit. Yeah. Little updated, but it still looked like a Black Panther outfit.
I just want to interrupt for 1 second. If we turn to the chat at 40 minutes past the hour, we have Lisa P. She says, it's so touching that you all did this. Thank you. And thank you so much for being here. And you're honoring us with your presence here. We're his virtual community, his virtual family. And to have his real family, his real life family show up here is just, it's something really, truly special. Thank you so much for being a part of this celebration with us, Lisa.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lisa. We're honored to have you here and all of Mark's family who showed up. And Jack, dude, 11 years old, and you won the internet with me with this one. Golden Age Sandman all the way. Yes.
He's a very cool kid. I mean, come on, Jack.
I know why, though. I know why. See, Golden Age Sandman, he's a big, as we know, it was established, even at his young age, he's a big World War II buff. I don't know if you heard that when we were talking about that earlier, Loki, but Jack, Mark's 11-year-old son is a big World War II buff. And the Golden Age Sandman, the first version, wore a trench coat, a hat, and a gas mask. Yeah. So I'm on to you, dude. But yeah, I know your pappy probably showed you that one. So look, the Golden Age Sandman.
And for those of you who are just listening at home, I want you to know that the chat just exploded with M's. And if you're unfamiliar with that and you're not really used to this environment and don't know what's happening, of course, it's because everyone is making a tribute to Mark. So you'll see this happening in chats all the time. And if you're just listening on a podcast, you might miss that. So I just wanted to point out that the chat is now flooding with those tributes that are in place of those hugs. So thank you so much to the chat. You guys are just outstanding individuals. I love you all. Mwah.
Love you, chat. Thank you for that, everyone. Big M for Mark there. Again, look at that. I knew it. But he has 2 gas masks for a reason. Wesley Dodge, the Golden Age Sandman. Yeah. His original look. Wow. Love that, Jack. That's so cool. I know your daddy showed you some of those Sandman comics, and like Sandman Mystery Theater probably. So, yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Love the Golden Age Sandman. Oh my goodness. What? Let's see. Here we go. Trust is loving this right now. I'm listening to a common podcast, Big Friends. Yes.
Lovely. That makes us so happy.
Yes.
Clobby wanted to make sure that he created this space for all of us, and so it means so much to all of us that this has been some measure of comfort to you all.
And Lisa or any of those who haven't heard at the beginning of the show, this show was been always on Monday nights, unimaginatively named, Monday Night Comics. But because Mark C is Comics Forever, it will now be called Monday Night Mark C.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, and we'll get it's always a comic book topic of some kind, and that's going to be the name of it from now on.
So he has a show named after him. So,
yes.
Whenever you want to reach back into this community, Clobby's made that space for you. And so, you are welcome. Mark's whole family and friends, you are definitely welcome by this community.
Yeah. He is welcome. And again, it's dedicated to him all the time. It is in his name now. And that's a way better name than Monday Night Comics anyway, wouldn't you say, Luke?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, he's got the C there, so it's Mark. That's a Superman identity, and it's the C, Mark Comics. Yeah. So there you go. I tell you what, I just I'm so just thrilled with how many people showed up tonight. Chris Crockett, my good friend, great to see you there, brother. Soon, Twin Peaks soon, buddy. I promise. There's Mark. His little sis. He was.
Yes.
Encyclopedia of comic knowledge.
Yes.
He loved it, man. Yeah, and he had a great.
It was his superpower.
That was one of his that and drawing. And of course, I don't have any examples of his art on me, but I'm going to try to get some, Loki, for if I can't get one for tomorrow. I don't know if you saw that, Loki, but one of his wonderful sisters, at least, had found many of his sketches, and one of them was Robert Meyer Burnett's face.
Oh, I would love to see all that.
And I sent it to Robert Meyer Burnett, who made a lovely tribute to him video. I don't know if you knew that, but R&B did a nice tribute to him. And it's on. You can see that Stephen drawing on Robert Meyer Burnett's Twitter. I think he's still got it on. He's got it as his Twitter avatar now.
What a beautiful family. Here we have Mark C's sister at 46 minutes past the hour. You are all superheroes. And then the lovely Lisa P says, I did hear that. It's an amazing tribute. I will be a follower. So everyone, if you're seeing Lisa around, make sure that you support her. She's a part of our community. And it's so great to have you, Lisa.
Well, we appreciate. Oh, by the way, you know what? Maddie's daddy, that may not be accurate. He says, I never met him in person, but we'll talk comics one day. You may have, as I said earlier, he bought comics for me at my comic shop in the late 80s. That you were there a lot. Also, he was a youngster, I guess, 14, 15, whatever he was. Yeah. In that ballpark.
That's amazing.
And in the chat, we have Eric K. He's popped that URL for heroinitiative.org.
Yes. Now, for those who don't know what Hero Initiative is, it was important to Mark and important to me. Jack Kirby's, the King of Comics, his family, the past few years, launched the Hero Initiative. And I know Claude knows about it, but I don't know if you two are familiar with it, Raquel or Loki. It's basically a fund to help a lot of some of the old-time pros from the Bronze and Silver Age of comic books. Not most of the Golden Age people don't know, but some of the Silver Age ones that are still alive, and a lot of the Bronze ones, people who have gotten old, they can't get work in the comics industry because it's crap, and they won't hire the good guys anymore. Yeah. As you know all about that. And a lot of them are just have medical bills or are not in very good shape, different things like that. And to help some of these old comic book artists who brought so much joy to so many back when comic books actually remember when comic books had actual sales. Look, remember that?
Oh yeah,
cared about comics in the 80s.
When people were going to the stores and you couldn't get one because they were all sold out.
They were already gone.
Right, when they actually had sales figures. So this initiative is for some of those people that need help, and because it was comic book artists, and Mark was at heart. I mean, he was a comic book artist, so
And there's a
Well,
couple of
so
videos on there too that show some comic book artists and authors who have had bad things happen to them. They've gotten sick or they've gotten injured, and the Hero Initiative swoops in like a superhero, wearing their capes, and they help these artists and these authors transition into better circumstances if something happens to them. So the Hero Initiative is really supporting the creators, and it's something that is mentioned by Mark's family. That's an important cause to him. So this is why Eric K is bringing this up. So if you'd like to stop by that URL and make a donation, everyone here would be really happy about that, and you'd put a smile on Mark C's face.
Absolutely. Claude, you had something to say about the Hero Initiative?
No, I was just going to say that people like Bill Matlow, who had a really, really bad, I think it was a stroke a few years ago, and his brother was taking care of him, and he was in the hospital, but, you know, they didn't get any benefits from back then. I mean, if you're lucky, you got some royalties, but he didn't get any kind of insurance benefits or anything. So Bill Matlow is one of them.
Yeah.
William Messner Loebs, who
Yeah.
created Journey, Wolverine McAllister character Journey for Aardvark Vanheim back in the 80s. He got it worse than anybody because he was on a really big selling comic, The Flash. He
Yes.
was one of the guys. He and Mike Barron did like the Flash run with Wally West as the Flash,
Yep.
and now he's pretty much homeless because he was living in a trailer with his wife. There's a gas leak, and they made him move out. And from what I can understand, they never were able to fix the gas leak. He was living in a car, not even a van, living in a car with his wife. And he started doing some work in a church, and I think they took him in. And he has a Facebook page where you can go there and buy merchandise. And he has started doing another comic book now called Yeet, Yeet. And you can buy that to help him out too. But there's a lot of these guys that are out there that just fell by the wayside because that was what they wanted to do. And it's bad when you have an industry where people would pay you to let them work in it.
Yeah.
And then then somebody comes along that can do a book faster because he can do it on a computer. Well, doesn't matter if this guy made you a lot of money before. Let's get the computer guy to come in here. But that Hero Initiative really takes care of those people too.
Yeah. And it's marvelous because you can dedicate. I think it's a banner. It looks almost like a postcard. So when you go to the heroinitiative.org, you can go ahead and you can select that, and you can donate however amount, whatever amount you would like, and then you can actually put it in Mark Stephen Churi's name. You can even put it in Jack's name if you'd like. If that's the way that you would like to express yourself, because we don't have super chats here, this channel isn't monetized yet. That is definitely a wonderful way of just expressing your love and being an extension of the Chure family and friends. So thank you so much, Eric K, for popping that URL up there. Once again, if you're just listening as a podcast and you have not joined us in the live chat, that is what is streaming right now on the screen.
Thank you so much. Yes, Hero Initiative, and again, put together, correct me if I'm wrong, Claude, by Jack Kirby's granddaughter and his son and his family. The great Jack Kirby, the king of comics, and Lisa Kirby, or I forget the young lady's name. She was just 16 years old when she helped start this thing, I believe, a few years ago.
At 52 minutes past the hour, we have Lisa saying good night. Lisa, could we please just put that up on the screen, because I'd like everybody to be able to say good night to Lisa, send their love to Lisa, and go ahead, Clobby.
I have an early morning, have to tune in, but hey, I got you. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here. I know, I know you two were very close. I just want to say, I saw you mention something earlier about needing something. The movies explained to you. I don't know if you were talking about the Marvel movies, or whatever, but if you can find a way through Mark's sisters to get in touch with me or anything like that, Steve's sisters, let me know. I'll be able to explain any of that stuff to you. You can anytime because since you knew Steven, geeks like to explain geek stuff.
We want to suck
it.
you in. We want to suck you in.
Let's talk about whether it's the Marvel movies or whatever. We like that sort of thing. So feel free to and then of course at your own peril, of course, because But yes, we'll be glad to explain anything. So thank you so much, my dear, for popping in. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Lisa.
And let's see. And I get we're gonna start winding it down, folks, because we just wanted to come in here and just talk a little while and pay our tribute to the great Mark C. So in closing, I'm gonna let again Loki. I know Loki, you didn't know him that much, but I know, dude, if you have anything to say to the family while they're here, man.
I'm so sorry for your guys' loss. It's never easy. It's never easy losing someone. I lost my dad beginning of last year. I'm still not quite past that, so it takes time. Just remember, he was a great guy. He was a great guy that a lot of people really cared about. If he wasn't, we wouldn't be sitting here doing this. And thank you so much for letting us in, for letting us be a part of this. Because he was such a big part of our lives. Thank you for letting us be a part of yours, especially during this time.
Hear, hear. So say we all. Wonderfully said.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Claude?
Yeah, don't forget to go and donate to Hero Initiative. They have a button where you can go like $10 to $500, whatever you can afford. It might seem like a drop in a bucket to you, but there's testimonials in there. Tom Zioko said, I would literally have ended up homeless without the Hero Initiative. Carl Moline says they really saved my life. The artist on Frey, like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer spinoff. Mike Grell does a testimonial. Look at this. Mike Grell.
Wow.
Has probably had to use Hero Initiative. You would think somebody like Mike Grell would be getting a little bit of respect from the industry, but it's when you've got suits running things and artists who, like I said, would pay them to let them do this. It's a bad deal, and we get to help them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well said. Thanks. Appreciate it. Raquel, anything you'd like to say to the family or anything like that?
Just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for, I think Loki said it best. Thank you for being a part of this with us, and joining the superhero and the father and the brother and the friend, and for all of us to meet this way. It's because of you, and it's because of Clobby. And, on behalf of the panel and everyone in the geek and nerd community and comic book community, I want you to know that we are all shaken, and we're so sorry for your loss. And we want you to know that we'll be here for you guys. So, if you ever need us, go ahead and reach out. And we'll certainly be keeping an eye out for little Jack, and we'll be following him. And anything you need, just go ahead and reach out, and we'll be here. And he was a marvelous person. And it was a pleasure to know him.
I want to say to everyone that, of course, I don't have the words. I don't feel, really worthy to be the guy giving him a tribute, because, I didn't know him like his family did.
Yeah.
But I got to hang out with him. I sold comics to him when he was a kid, and then bumped into him later in life, for those who don't know. And again, we met at the comic shop owned by a guy that also I sold comics to when he was younger, and actually he was close to my age. But we had a lot of fun hanging out and talking, and eventually we started doing the show together just a short time ago. We've only got to do 12 shows together, but they were 2.5, 3 hours long, more than 3 hours sometimes. And we had so many plans to do so many more. I made a little playlist on my thing that has all the Mark C playlist. So it's got all the shows we did together. You can go to my page. And look, I can't speak for him. I had a fantastic time every time, and I could not wait to get him back on every time we did one. And he was always coming up with ideas. Some of the shows we did were his idea. Some of them were my idea, but I would run one by me and say, yeah, let's do it. And he would run one by me. And, oh, that's cool. And let's do that one. And I always try to tell him.
Clobby, I'm sorry to interrupt you. His grandma Ann Pearson has just gone on in the chat and said Jack's mom is here. So I think she wanted you to know that while you were talking. Sorry, go ahead.
No, okay. Well, Jack's mom, thank you for being here. It is lovely to see you, or lovely to hear that you are here. Is that Becca? Okay, Becca, Jack's mom. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here, my dear. It is lovely to see you. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure where I was on it. So just say basically, we had a lot of fun doing shows, bottom line. And I had so many more to go, so many more planned. And, so again, the comic book show, which is every Monday night, Clobberin Times, Monday night comic show is now, as I said many times on tonight, but just to let you know, it is Monday night Mark C now forever. So, and tomorrow night, please, everyone, again, remember, I'm going to be fortunate enough and blessed enough because of my dear friend Loki here to be hosting Loki's Comic Book Roundtable, and we are going to give a tribute to Mark C. And then, we're going to all talk about him a little bit, and we'll pay some tribute to him. And then, of course, we're going to have a lot of fun in his name because he liked that he used to show up for the roundtable, but he will always be remembered here. And we're going to do all kinds of things for him in the future, talking about him. So thank you so much. I can't possibly remember everyone who was here in the chat tonight, but I want to thank you all. The great Eric K., the great Chris Persia, the Dr. Hercule Monkey, and Mark D with a C, and Canadian Spider-Man, and Maddie's daddy, and Alex James, and Chris Crockett, and Just Joe was here earlier. Alex James, the beautiful purple Valkyrie. Becca, of course, it goes without saying, Alex James and Darius Munchausen and Jed and many other wonderful friends. My old buddy Eris of Chaos was here. Jesus is my King 68. If I'm missing anyone, it's because this chat goes by fast. Pat S.
Yes.
Friend, it goes by. I can't see it all. 24 was here. 24 Fusion. Thank you. Again, thank you all, but especially a big, big thank you. And a big I am sorry condolences to Jack's wonderful family. Jack's amazing sister, Elisa, who I got to spend some time with hanging out and talking to today. His little sis, Elizabeth. His mother, his mother-in-law. Any of his other family. It's his friend Lisa P. All these other people who are from Stephen Chure's real life family and all that kind of stuff. I cannot thank you enough for being here. I'm touched that you were here. He would be touched that you were here. You were all magnificent. Yeah. We are all, those of us on this other side of it, his Superman secret identity.
Yeah.
Or just as sorry as we can be. We're all going to miss him. And we know you loved him very much. Just know that he touched the hearts and minds of a lot of people across the world because the internet does that, and who knew who Mark C is. Yeah. He's Stephen. His Mark Stephen Chure is his Clark Kent, and his Mark C is his Superman, and he loved Superman. And I want to thank you all. And we're gonna keep his spirit alive here. His geek spirit that's all we can do is just keep his geek spirit alive here. Yeah. So. Hey, Mark C, buddy. Listen, man. How can I say it? That's quotas for you. Rest in peace, the great Mark C. In the next world, Superman. Clobber on, buddy. Thank you all, and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
I'm going to go ahead and play us out with our great intro outro from the great Stone Loki that we always thank him for. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Clobberin time! Clobberin time!
Mark C forever!
Score!